Well, welcome back to Cityline. We are in our final fabulous segment. And this segment is all about the current, an artist award. And if that title intrigues you, well then come in a little closer because we're going to find out exactly what it's all about. Please join me in welcoming Victoria Miles, Artist Award Manager. Welcome, welcome, my dear.
Hello.
Great to have you on the comfy couch. You brought with you this wonderful human being, Darrell McKinney. You are an artist and the winner of the current, the Artist Award. Welcome to Cityline, my friend.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Great to have you. All right, so, oh my goodness. So let's just get right into it. Why did you start, Victoria, the current, an Artist Award program?
I really wanted the institution to think more critically about the way we were engaging with Black artists, especially in the Tacoma area.
Yes.
We were at a point where we were acknowledging the harm that has been caused by the institution. I think these art institutions worldwide have caused a lot of harm to Black artists, various artists. And rather than doing like a one-off type of program, a one-off type of event, we just wanted to take the time to really sit and critically think, are we really connecting with Black artists in Tacoma in a way that provides them the resource and what they need rather than what we as an institution define as support.
Nice, very nice. So the name, because we were talking, I'm like, well, a current is an interesting thing. And then of course, it can also be a fruit, but that's an A-N-T. So yes. Tell me, why? What is the current? And what was the moment that you went, that's it?
Yeah, so I really wanted something that would capture the values, the mission, and the intention of the award program symbolically, as well as something that was very like punchy, like it stuck with you.
Yes.
And I was sitting with my colleague, Elenito, she's our collections manager at TAM, and I was just kind of listing off different values and things that were sticking, what I really wanted it to embody. And she was like, what about a current? You know, and it also feeds into like us being in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
And I was like, well, that's perfect. And so we just titled the current.
It's perfect in so many ways. It also covers, you know, tribal land. It covers so much. And most of all, when I think about a current, I think I want to protect it. So it continues to flow and do what it needs to do and nourish where it needs to go.
Yes.
And I think that's what you are saying as well. Let's talk about the nominees, because let me tell you, we are an artist-rich city.
Oh, for sure.
And I can just imagine the stack of applications that you and your team went through.
Yeah. So with this process, it's a two-part process. Myself and my collaborative committee, they provide me input around who nominators for this award should be. And nominators' criteria really comes from them being well-regarded, well-respected Black art administrators in the region. From that list, we pick 4 people. 3 of them are our nominators. 1 is our final juror. The 3 nominators begin the process where they provide us a list of artists. So there's a top pick for artists who should be a nominee, and then they provide us alternatives just in case.
Okay.
Just in case another nominator has the same idea for a nominee. After I get that list back, that goes to the final juror. The final juror contacts the nominees. So we have 2 to 3 nominees. They contact those nominees. They schedule studio visits and they review some of their work. And from there, the final juror picks the awardee for the award.
Very nice. So, and all of this culminates in a drum roll. And here we have the winner. Darrell,
Yes.
Tell us, what does it mean to be named the winner of the current?
It's an honor to be the inaugural recipient of the current award. I think for artists early on, it sort of requires you to be innovative with limited resources, and you get real familiar with working with like offcuts and end pieces. So with this funding that the award provides, it sort of opens up new opportunities. Then just kind of in general, I think it sort of creates for an ongoing relationship between Black artists in the area and the institution, the museum.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of building on that relationship and providing to both communities on what they can do for one another, because I still think there's a lot of mysticism behind what a museum goes through to put the show together for a lot of artists, and to be able to bring other people to the other side of that and just kind of see behind the curtain as to all the moving parts of that, I feel is pretty important.
Oh, I think that's the art of making art. I mean, and that it can be almost sometimes more important than the art itself, because if it's not right, then you don't get glass on the table like this. How did you discover your artistic talents and decide to make it a career? Because like you said, sometimes as an artist, your resources are limited.
Right. So this was a long time coming. I'd always been kind of creative as a child, but as far as making it a career, didn't seem like a possibility for a very long time. But I had taken a project in 2014 where for the Seattle Design Festival, where I worked on a team with some architects and other designers in Seattle to make basically an installation for the festival, and I really enjoyed that process, and that kind of shifted me towards doing more in the creative field, and kind of from there I kind of like progressed into doing more and more projects, and kind of decided to want to do more artwork in that. And as you are taking in more projects, that portfolio starts building and you're taking in new opportunities. And at a certain point I was like, all right, this is definitely what I want to do. Like, it makes me happy, it's fulfilling, so let me stick with it.
Boy, am I glad you did, because as you were talking, we were showing some of your work. I'm going to ask our amazing production booth if you could run those one more time, because I want you to talk about what it is. And I know this is hard as an artist to talk about your work, but you use concrete.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to be quiet and you're going to talk.
Yeah, so this is a piece I did for the Hilltop Lasting Legacy project they were doing in 2020. It's a panel depicting two famous buildings of institutions I found of the Hilltop neighborhood. You got the People's Center and the Boys and Girls Club on this particular panel, but it's a sort of a contemporary take on a frieze, which is in a lot of like Greek and Roman buildings. The entrances to those kind of depict a famous moment in history or a place, and I chose important places.
Incredible.
Yes. It's a series of plates and bowls.
That is just a mid-century modern dream come true.
A little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now here's the concrete that you talked about.
So these are actually bricks. This is bricks and soap.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this was a piece I did back in 2018 called Black Space, where I was looking at housing and where bricks kind of provide longevity and material exploration being something I'm interested in. What if you took that quality away from the brick? And so I poured the bricks with soap.
Wow.
So you get that kind of like ethereal kind of look to it. And in that, it was taking away bricks' ability to stay for a long period of time.
Yeah, do you a brick?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yes.
I can almost feel that wood on my hands right
Good.
now.
It's white oak.
Wow.
Yeah. It's finished white oak. This was a project Gateway I did for the Driehaus Museum in Chicago.
Wow.
It was a house museum, so all the moldings and different patterns are taken from the molding work throughout the museum, and in that it was sort of creates a threshold for people to walk in between as they come into a space.
Yes, yes.
And it was sort of looking at the domestic workers that were working in this home at the time, because at the show was kind of about bringing in people of color to a museum that historically hadn't really engaged with that before. So what does that look like coming in for the first time and being aware you're in a space like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Which, Victoria, leads me to our last question, and that is, let's talk about an exhibit that's featuring the current that's going to be coming to Tacoma Art Museum this spring.
Yes, so I am curating an exhibition for the current. It is called Saying the Quiet Parts Out Loud. Really excited because the exhibition is meant to be a portal into the current award program, our mission, our values, so how we embody warmth and support, how we build community, and just kind of like what that looks like in a gallery space. So it's a totally different type of exhibition than what we typically do. It's very like community centered, almost a lot of interactive experiences, which will be super exciting. And we have some work from Darrell that will be featured in a exhibition. So that'll be very exciting to see as well. I don't have too much.
That's all right. That's okay.
Just,
We'll go to the website
exciting.
and we'll keep our eyes peeled for it. Thank you both for being here today. You for just, again, what did your parents feed you? Impressive. You just create, you just do. And thank you for doing that. And most of all, thank you for keeping it local here in Tacoma.
Thank you.
That wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some great things to think about in this past hour, so please go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and pay it forward. And when you're done, we'll be waiting for you right here at Cityline. Take care.
Tacoma, that's my home, from the fires to the loam. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home, the place I call my own. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Well, you're from the east end. Tacoma's where you'll stay. Oh, you're from the east end. Oh, you're from Green Bay. Oh, you're from Atlanta, but Tacoma's where you'll stay. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home, from the pines to the dawn. Tacoma, that's my home. Yeah, Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma, that's my home, place I call. Oh, you're from the East Coast. Oh, you're from the West. Oh, you're from the middle, but Tacoma's still the best. Oh, you're from the East Coast.